Episode, the VanDyke Show. I'm Mike, this is Levi, just two brothers, just going to talk sports with you and just kind of take you away from the day-to-day reality and just something to listen to.
Yep, you might be on a long drive and something to listen to, talk sports. I'm a Falcons fan. We're both Buckeyes fans. I like the Heat in basketball, root for the Suns from Arizona. So hopefully the Bradley Beal trade will make them a little better, which happened today. So
Touch on that. Yeah, like you said, both Ohio State fans. I like the Dolphins. Also like the Heat. So we'll see where it goes from here. So kind of just going to pick who we think we're going to win the divisions this year. And I guess we'll just start with the NFC North.
NFC North's tough because it really depends. Who you think? The Lions?
I mean, the Lions came out strong at the end of the year last year, so I'm going to have to go with the Lions. I mean, I think drafting Jageer Bibbs definitely going to help them out in the backfield. I mean, they got rid of Swift, but he was gone a lot with injuries. They got Amon-Ra St. Brown, third year coming back. But it's tough. I mean, it all depends on Kirk Cousins with the Vikings and if Brian Flores can really fix that defense. That defense was atrocious last year, and I think the Bears are still a little bit out. I mean, Justin Fields had
Some weapons.
I mean, he did better near the end of the year, but he used his feet a lot.
Got an O-line now, though.
He's got O-line. And then the Packers is so hard. I mean, when you had that guy for
Years.
19 seasons back there, it's kind of hard to just say they're going to win it again. So I'm going to go Lions first, Vikings second, Bears third, Packers fourth.
I think I got the Vikings.
Okay.
I think the addition of Zay Flowers will really open up Jay Jettas in a way.
I got Jordan Addison.
My bad.
Same
That's
colors.
the Ravens.
Same colors.
All right, well, yeah. So Jordan Addison, USC product. I think he was one of the best receivers in the draft. So I think I'm going to go Vikings 1. Definitely Lions 2. I feel like those could go either way, to be honest.
Yep.
And I think the Bears need one more year. I think Justin Fields needs to show that he can do it with his arm and not just his legs. Because, I mean, last year he didn't have very many games passing over 250.
Yeah, it's hard in the NFL.
So, I don't know. I want to see how Jordan Love does on the Packers, too, so I can't bet on them. I have them last in the division. Even though it's hard to win at Lambeau, I don't think he's going to get it done like Aaron Rodgers has.
I know. What he said today was ridiculous. Telling Happy Father's Day to the Bears fans. Man, you haven't even played a game yet. You can't be saying that sort of stuff.
Justin Fields is going to take it personal.
I believe so. Believe that. Not just Ohio State bias, but I just think he's that guy.
Yeah.
But you pick the next one.
I think we go NFC South.
All right. Start it up.
I'm a Falcons fan, so I know Bijan Robinson, that was the pick I wanted, drafted guy I wanted. I didn't want Drake London the year before. I wanted Garrett Wilson, Ohio State guy. But I think with Arthur Smith and his run scheme, I think it's going to be hard to stop. There's not really a proven quarterback in the division. I guess you could say Derek Carr, but he's so inconsistent. I think Desmond Ridder can take the next step. So if he takes the next step and the Panthers aren't going to start off with Bryce Young start the year, they want to start with their backup, Andy Dalton. So, I mean, I'm going to go Falcons 1,
Okay.
Saints 2, Panthers 3, Bucks 4. Because I think the Bucks are just in shambles after Brady's gone.
Yeah, they don't know what to do. So I'm going to go I think Derek Carr's going to have a little bit of a team around him. It's hard to not pick the one guy that's been in the NFL the longest.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take Saints first. I'm gonna put a little faith in Derek Carr, even though I really don't have much because he didn't really show a whole lot on the Raiders. But I mean, he really didn't have a head coach or anything really going good for him. A lot of the time he was there. I'm gonna go the Falcons second, and then I'm gonna go Panthers third, and then I'm gonna go Bucks fourth because I don't know what they got going on with Baker Mayfield, Kyle Trask. I mean, we've seen some of the clips from OTAs. Man, they looking rough. So, and I don't even know. I don't know with them a whole lot. I mean,
to be honest, I think whoever wins that division is going to get a home playoff game, and they'll probably get bounced first round.
Yep. I don't know. I mean, Atlanta's tough too because if they run that scheme like when he was in Tennessee and they just run the ball, don't turn the ball over. I mean, they made Ryan Tannehill look like he was a MVP quarterback, and I watched him for 8-9 seasons, and it was terrible. I mean, not his fault. He had Adam Gase, but never know. Schemes a lot for quarterbacks, so I think Desmond Ridder can step in and deliver. I think honestly the winner of that division is probably going to have 9 wins. I mean, last year they're all one game out till at least week 16, so it's tough.
You got the next division.
Let's go back to the NFC. Let's go NFC West.
You start.
I'm going to take, it's hard because you don't know if Brock Purdy coming back or if they're going to play Trey Lance, Sam Darnold. But I'm gonna ride Geno. I'm going to take Seattle to finish first in that division, depending on whoever's at quarterback for the 49ers.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to go 49ers second. I mean, that could easily be a 1-2 flip-flop pretty easily. I think, though, adding JSN, I think that's going to help free up DK a little bit and give him Geno a nice security blanket. I mean, Kenneth Walker did great last year as a rookie. And, Seattle's, they've always had a good defense. Pete Carroll's a good coach, so I think I got them first. Brock Purdy, he plays like he was at the end of the year, though. I mean, San Francisco can go all the way as far as they can take him. I mean, the NFC Championship, he don't get hurt, that could be a completely different game. So, Kyle Shanahan's a great coach. I'm going to pick the Rams third. I mean, it's hard, but, I mean, Kyler Murray's still hurt. I mean, he tore his ACL. I mean, who's he got to throw to besides Hollywood Brown? I mean, Zach Ertz did good with the trade, but I think Matthew Stafford comes back. He had a little bit of an off year. I mean, it's kind of hard to pick them fourth when 2 years ago they won the Super Bowl. I mean, Cooper Kupp was hurt a whole lot last year. I mean, that guy's going to easily get you 90 catches, 1,600 yards, 12 tuds next year if he's healthy easily. And then, I got the Cardinals fourth. It's hard watching them growing up, going to the games. Parents had season tickets. It's, it's rough to watch them, but, I am happy they traded that third pick away. Went back, added some value from the Texans because, if the Texans do good with C.J. Stroud, it's a little bit of a risk. But, if they do bad, they're going to have two top picks, and they're really going to hopefully build a team or an organization finally because it's been bad the last couple of years. So, hand it off to you, see what you got.
This division's tough. I could 110% say the Cardinals are going to finish last.
Yep.
I think they have the potential to honestly be one of the worst teams in the NFL. But it's hard. I want to pick the Rams because, like the Super Bowl. I want to pick the Seahawks because they had a great draft. I think adding Devin Witherspoon and adding JSN really helped solidify their team. Bobby Wagner came back. Mm-hmm. So I think that adds a lot of value to their defense. But
Tariq Woolen was great.
Exactly. He had a great corner
rookie year, so they could have 2 lockdowns out there.
I'm going to have to go the Niners, though. It's hard to bet against Kyle Shanahan, besides him selling our Super Bowl when we're up 28-3. But besides that, it's hard, bro. You got CMC and George Kittle on the same field at the same time. You got Brock Purdy, Debo as well.
Got Brandon Ayuk out there.
His routes have gotten so much better.
Routes are crisp. He's out there. ASU guy.
That's hard. I'm gonna have to go whoever's at quarterback. I think Trey Lance could have a breakout year.
Good.
I think Brock Purdy could come back and fill the role exactly what he was doing. So
Sam Darnold's that California guy. He might get the start, be the USC guy again.
Exactly.
You don't know. That's a hard team.
I'm definitely going 49ers.
Okay.
I think 2 of those teams will make the playoffs. I think the Niners and the Seahawks will both get in. Possibly the Rams if they bounce back. You know, Sean McVay's a great coach. So I'm going to go Niners 1, Seahawks 2. Cardinals are 4th, so
it's easy.
That leaves the Rams the 3. And, that whole division's a tough one to bet on, but I'm going to go Niners for sure. They've been in the playoffs recently.
They got that.
They got the offensive explosion. Mm-hmm. Their defense is always solid with Fred Warner and Nick Bosa.
DeMeco Ryan, he's a head coach in Houston now, so I don't think they'll have that big of a fall off, but I think they'll still be good.
DeMeco Ryan deserves a lot of credit that they got, I feel like. I think the Texans need to give him some time.
But it's kind of crazy. Robert Saleh, he was a DC, then he leaves, and then DeMeco steps in. The defense is still good, so do they just have a lot of people that learn that system underneath of them? So when the next guy steps in, it's like somebody doesn't leave. So it's hard to say. It's
possible. You want to finish off the NFC now?
Yeah, finish it up.
All right. So this is the division. Eagles bouncing off the Super Bowl, but I'm not an Eagles guy, so I'm gonna go Cowboys. I think Dak proves himself this year. He's been getting a lot of hate. I think Dak proved himself. I think Tony Pollard's going to expand that offense. I
Yep.
love Zeke,
Yep.
but I think Tony Pollard needed more touches. I mean, he's so explosive.
He's a 20-touch guy.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you got to use
He's
him
a
like,
3-down back.
Yeah, you got to use him like they use CMC.
Exactly.
Get him out in the open, let him make some moves.
He'd get in the slot.
Yep.
Play in the slot.
Yep, he was a receiver. He
Yep.
converted running back out of college from
Yep.
Memphis. So
Yep. So, definitely Cowboys won.
okay.
I think 2 teams make the playoffs as well. Cowboys, Eagles get in.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of the division is just terrible. Like, honestly.
I mean, it's crazy that the Giants made the playoffs last year.
That's true.
First year under Brian Daboll.
So, I mean, the Giants 3, my boy KP out there in New York.
Got to take Giants 3. I agree.
Giants 3 and Commanders, I mean, yeah, they got Bieniemy. I mean, I think that might help a little bit, but I mean, Sam Howell, it's
gonna be his
questionable, man.
First year.
I mean, he was a guy at UNC.
He was.
But I mean, that senior junior it fell off really bad.
Yep, he should have come out a year earlier if
Yep.
he could have. I can't remember, to be honest, though.
So, that's me.
So, I got to go Philly. I mean, you can't take the defending champs out of it. I mean, I know that division's weird. For like 20 years or whatever it was the same division winner, didn't repeat. But I think Philly broke that curse last year when they won the division 2 years in a row. I'm going to go Philly. Jalen Hurts is a guy. I mean, Lane Johnson, and talk about the O-line, a guy. Jason Kelsey, a guy.
Yeah.
A.J. Brown, a guy. You got
Smitty.
Slim Reaper out there,
Smitty.
guy. I mean, yeah, they lost Miles Sanders, but, I mean, he didn't even really get the touches inside the red zone anyways. I mean, they're pretty much the Georgia Eagles, if you really think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, Nolan Smith they drafted, Jordan Davis they drafted, and they just keep getting them. And, I mean, Georgia's been dominating football the last couple years, so, I mean, it's hard to bet against that. I think they'll fill in, all of them, and step up and play their role. Hassan Reddick, a guy, another guy the Cardinals let go away. So, gonna go Philly 1. I'm gonna go Dallas 2. I mean, like we were talking about, I think Tony Pollard's that guy. I think he just needed more touches. I mean, they go get Brandon Cooks, kind of relieve CeeDee Lamb a little bit.
Yep.
I mean, big CeeDee Lamb guy. I think he's great. I mean, they lose Dalton Schultz.
Yeah.
But I mean, they had that rookie tight
they
end out
drafted a
of Arkansas.
Yep.
Can't remember his name totally off the top of my head. Don't want to botch it. So
They drafted a guy as well.
no, it was last year.
Didn't they draft a tight end this year as well?
I'm not sure, honestly. I think they're going to take Michael Mayer. Then they passed on him. Then he went to the Raiders.
Okay, yep.
So I'm going to pick the Giants 3rd just because, I mean, Brian Daboll I think he did great with Daniel Jones. I mean,
so, too.
they paid him.
Gave him the money.
They paid him. They got their quarterback. I mean, they better figure out what they're doing with Saquon because I think he's a big part of that offense.
Oh, yeah.
I think Darren Waller is going to help Daniels out.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I
too.
think relieve some pressure.
Have a big target to find over the middle, and maybe on some seam routes, some mismatches. And then I'm going to take Washington 4th. You just have to. I mean, you really think about it, Ron Rivera's best year, coaching in general, was when the Panthers went 15-1, and most of that was based off Cam.
Cam Newton, yeah.
Cam Newton carried him. Luke Kuechly held down that defense, and
Yep.
I just haven't really seen him do a whole lot besides that year. I mean, the fall off, I mean, you can blame Cam all you want, but, I mean, coaching's a lot of it too, so.
I mean, Cam never gets hurt with that shoulder. You never know what could have been.
Could be a different thing. He had 2 shoulder surgeries, so,
Yep.
I mean, he was out there throwing to Ted Ginn, Kelvin Benjamin. Like, he didn't really have big names. I mean,
Nope.
Greg Olsen was probably his biggest name. He'd probably be the only one that's a Hall of Famer that he was
Yep.
throwing to.
Yeah, straight up.
I mean, what was their running back? Fozzie Whitaker? I mean,
Yeah, they had a little bit of Mike Davis, didn't they?
they had Christian McCaffrey, but I mean,
That was towards the end.
that was towards the end of Cam's and beginning of Christian McCaffrey's
career.
career. So, yeah, I think that's what I got in that division. So, let's go back to the AFC.
All right, you gonna start it off?
Yeah, I'll go to the AFC East. I mean, kind of have to.
Yeah.
Eventually, got to talk about it. Got to take the Dolphins 1. I mean, I have to. It's hard because, I mean, the division's tough. It's a good division. You got Aaron Rodgers coming in. You got Josh Allen, who's been a guy.
Stephon Diggs leaving, maybe.
Stephon Diggs, you don't know about, but I mean, Tua doesn't get hurt with those concussions. I mean, the Dolphins could have a completely different year. I mean, they almost went up to Buffalo in playoffs, won a game with third-string quarterback. I mean, Skylar Thompson played good, so I think you get Jalen Ramsey, you get Vic Fangio to come coach that defense. I mean, you get Bradley Chubb paired up with Jalen Phillips. I mean, it's hard. I mean, you got X, Ramsey, got Javon Holland, big Javon Holland guy.
Yeah.
Got Brandon Jones coming off the ACL. So, I mean, Christian Wilkinson broke the record for the most tackles for a defensive tackle last year with like 100 and something. I mean, guy just eats out there.
I think Jalen Phillips going to have a huge year this year.
I agree. I mean,
Bradley Chubb's going to get the double teams.
I think that too. I mean, who do you double team? You got Christian Wilkins down there. You got Bradley Chubb down there. You got Jalen Phillips down there. So, I'm going to go Dolphins 1. I got to go Buffalo 2. I mean, I can't sleep on Josh Allen. I mean, the guy puts up numbers. I mean, he pretty much carries his team. I think if he kind of doesn't turn the ball over as much, I mean, he led the league in interceptions. I think Buffalo could be a team. They go get Dalton Kincaid from Utah to try to make him be like that Travis Kelce that the Chiefs got. And I think Dalton Kincaid's going to have a huge year. I mean, really depending on Stephon Diggs. I mean, Stephon Diggs is out there, then...
If Stephon Diggs leaves, I think they're going to go get Hop if he ends up leaving.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, the only way he's leaving is if they trade him, though. I mean, they paid him. He's got a contract. So.
Yeah.
And I got the Jets 3rd. I mean, that could flip-flop. I mean, the Jets could be 1st, the Dolphins could be 3rd, the Bills could be 1st.
Tough division.
The only one I'm pretty accurate on is I think New England's in 4th, regardless. I mean,
it's hard to sleep on Belichick.
It's hard to sleep on Belichick, but they did not look good last year. I mean, they didn't have an offense coordinator, so I mean, I'll give them first year without Josh McDaniels. I'll give them that. But I mean, they don't have no guys out there. They don't have no. I mean, I see why they brought Hop in. I mean, they got Jacoby Myers. No offense, but he ain't Tyreek Hill or Stephon Diggs or even a Garrett Wilson. I think Garrett Wilson's going to have a big year also.
Tyquan Thornton, I mean, it's going to take his second season.
Year, sophomore season out of Baylor.
Might take a step up.
Might take a step. I mean, they got Mike Gesicki. I mean, if they use him as a wide receiver, he could get those one-on-one matchups of 50-50 balls. I mean, definitely. Devontae Parker, I mean, ex-Dolphin, if he could stay a little bit healthy. And
his issues, healthy.
I mean, he had that huge year with Fitzmagic down there, but besides that, it wasn't that much. So I'm going to go Dolphins 1, Buffalo 2, Jets 3. I mean, I'm going to take Jets 2. I'm going to take Buffalo 3. It's hard to sleep on Aaron Rodgers. I mean,
he didn't play the greatest last year.
But I mean, he got back with his OC, Nathaniel Hackett there.
Yep.
He's got Garrett Wilson. He's got some guys out there. Tyler Conklin, tight end. You got C.J. Uzman-Za.
Yeah, I don't know how to say his
name.
C.J.
Sorry, butchered it. I mean, I know you're a big snowboard guy, so that's okay. But yeah, and then New England 4th.
Me, I gotta go Jets 1, Jets, Jets. My boy Bryce Huff will be playing Call of Duty. That's not the only reason I'm picking him though. I think Nathaniel Hackett and Aaron Rodgers pairing up again. Elite running back with Breece Hall coming back. He was exploding before he got hurt.
He was carrying my fantasy team.
He was going dumb last year.
They got a good run game.
I think that defense with Robert Saleh, defensive-minded coach,
Sauce coming back.
DJ Reed.
That's what I'm saying.
That defense, guys, man.
Dude. They got some guys.
That secondary is always good. I think they know how to blitz, man. Mm-hmm. They got really good blitz schemes. Robert Saleh, man.
Williams on the line.
A lot of respect for that defense, C.J. Mosley as well.
Yep, C.J. Mosley's been a dog.
Whole career.
Mm-hmm.
So, honestly, I'm going to have to go Jets 1 because they could always lean on the run game even in those cold-type games, end of the year, in Buffalo, stuff like that. So, I'm going to go Jets 1.
Jets 1.
I have to go Miami 2, man. I think if Tua has a great year, he could have an MVP-type season.
I mean, he was in the candidate. He was candidate last year.
I mean, and then he's wearing a new helmet. Hopefully that helps,
Yep.
I feel like that could flip-flop. Jets 1, Dolphins 1, one of the two. But I'm going to go Jets 1, Dolphins 2. I mean, I don't think I think their legacy's kind of dying out. Yeah, they were great before Von Miller got hurt last year.
Yep, that's true.
They're a really good defense.
They signed Leonard Floyd, get another pass rush. I thought it was a good signing.
But Von Miller gets hurt. Their defense kind of fell apart.
It did.
End of the year, they couldn't stop a freaking cold,
I mean, is Micah Hyde going to be back?
That's tough.
I don't know.
Their defense is getting old, man. Yeah. Jordan Poyer,
Jordan Poyer, he's good. You got DeMar Hamlin back there.
Yep, DeMar Hamlin back. Good for him.
You got Tre'Davious White out there. So, I mean, they got some guys, too. I mean, their DC did retire for a year.
Yep.
Leslie Frazier took a step back. So, I mean, we'll see what happens there.
I think that's one of the toughest divisions in football because, I mean, you can't ever take a game off against the Patriots. You could play bad and they'll go out and smack you in the face,
That's the thing is Tua's never lost to Belichick.
Nope.
I don't understand that, but he struggles against Buffalo.
Yeah, so exactly, So, definitely Jets 1, Dolphins 2, Bills 3, Patriots 4,
Mm-hmm.
I could even see the Patriots going 2nd or 3rd in the division, Mac Jones might take a leap this year, have a new same OC for 2 years, So that might change it. We'll see, though. So
AFC's tough.
AFC's toughest division.
We still got 2 divisions. We still got 2 divisions in the AFC to talk about.
3.
No, we just got
3. That was the first one.
No.
Yeah, we started with the 8. Yep.
Yeah.
So what do you want to go? You want to go AFC West?
Yeah, let's go AFC West.
I'll let you start this one. This one's, I don't know.
I'm riding Pat.
Yeah,
Pat, baby.
for sure.
Ain't taking nothing away from Patrick Mahomes.
Can't.
That man is a guy.
You can't.
He goes out there and he delivers. Hobbling around, one leg, don't matter. He's winning games.
He's a competitor.
He's out there.
He's a winner.
He's out there. I mean, Travis Kelce, that's his go-to. I mean, Isaiah Pacheco, though, that guy, he runs mad.
Dude. He runs like he's hurting the ground.
Yeah,
man.
He looks like he's causing an earthquake out there the way he's stepping. Big Pacheco fan.
Dude, McKinnon had a huge year for them last year.
So happy to see that. After he tore his ACL, when
he was doing great
signed
in
with the 49ers, big contract, tore his ACL, and kind of fell off a little bit. And Andy Reid goes out and finds a guy.
Always.
And, I mean, their defense, it don't even really matter because Mahomes putting up 35 regardless.
Yep.
So you better outscore him if you're going to beat him.
Maybe lose Frank Clark.
But
I feel like that gives room for guys like Mike Dana. Mike Dana to step up.
MD step up. I mean, they drafted
Chris Jones is always there.
Chris Jones, he's there.
Kalafkis. He had a big year last year.
They did draft that DN from Kansas State. He's got a crazy last name, so I ain't going to try to pronounce it. But first round. So, I mean, they're building that defense up a little bit. I mean, they had a bunch of rookies last year. I think Sky Moore might step up a little bit on offense.
Don't forget about Kadarius Toney. He got there late, man.
Big trade. I mean, I think that punt return changed the Super Bowl. I mean,
it did.
I'm just going to call it a punt return for a touchdown. I mean, you score 2 plays later, and he gets him at the 10. So, that's a house call, in my opinion.
Yep.
So, I think definitely Chiefs. I think we can both agree on the Chiefs.
Chiefs won.
I
can't bet against Pat, man.
And 2, this one's hard on me.
I feel like it's either Broncos or Chargers.
And, and I was thinking about this. Was Sean Payton that good of a coach, or was Drew Brees that good of a quarterback? And that's what you got to.
Tough.
It's what you got to consider that, because I mean, you look when Brady leaves, New England kind of falls off a little bit. So was it Brady all those years? Was it Belichick?
Yeah.
I mean, Brady leaves and wins the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
So it's kind of hard. It's kind of the same scenario there. So I'm gonna bet on Justin Herbert. That's hard for me to say because being a Dolphins fan, we'd taken Tua, them taking Herbert. But I mean, the guy has all the intangibles to make every throw on the field.
New receiver.
Go get Quentin Johnson. I mean, maybe if Keenan Allen stays healthy. I mean, you still got Austin Eckler, depending on if he wants to demand that trade.
Mike Williams always there. He stays healthy.
50-50 body guy. I mean, big on the Chargers. I think Jalen Guyton comes back. I mean, they're deep threat. He can hit them 60-yard bombs. I mean, I know they get Kellen Moore, bring him over from Dallas, coach that offense. They just need to throw the ball so far. I mean, let him rip it. I mean, I'm tired of watching them last year. They're running 10-yard outs. It's like, yeah, we know Justin Herbert can throw a 10-yard out in his sleep. Let's let him throw a 45-yard post or a 35-yard dig route coming across the middle. Let's let him rip it around. Let him throw the ball around.
One of the strongest arms in football, for sure.
Agreed. And then I'm going to go Denver third. I mean, those two could flop, but it really depends on what Russell Wilson you get. You getting the MVP guy, the guy that carried Seattle for all those years, or was it Pete Carroll? I mean, that's another thing you got to consider, too. Was it Pete Carroll coaching him?
He made Geno look great.
He made Geno look good, so, I mean, it's that one's hard to say, so I'm going to go. And then Sean Payton, what you got? But the Broncos receiving core is legit. I mean, you got KJ Hamler coming back.
Yep.
You got Jerry Jeudy. I mean, you still got Cortland Sutton. You got Javonte Williams coming back. I know he tore his ACL 2 years ago, but that second year they normally bounce back a little bit. And defense is always really solid.
Just got Frank Clark.
Because you got Frank Clark. I mean, you have safety on the back end. I think with Justin Simmons on the back end.
Justin Simmons.
Big Justin Simmons guy. So, I mean, we're not even talking about the lockdown out there on the corner side.
Oh, yeah, P2.
P2 out there.
P2.
Locking it down. I mean, coming from... Really wish the Dolphins could have found a way to get him. I mean, having his dad there for all them years was nice. But, I mean, you got him out there locking it down. But I still got to have them third depending on Russell Wilson and Sean Payton. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. I mean, and then fourth is obviously the Raiders. I have no idea what they got going on. Jimmy Garoppolo's got a hurt foot. Josh McDaniels, is he a good coach or just an offensive coordinator? We don't know. I mean, his head coaching experience has not been that good.
Not at all.
But, I mean, what do I know? I'm just looking at the facts here and what's happened. But they lose Derek Carr. I mean, was he the greatest? No. But was he consistent? Yeah, he was there. He played. He showed up. Jimmy Garoppolo's already hurt.
Got you Tay there.
Got you Tay there. So, I mean, you got a guy, got Max Crosby.
Yep.
But then you let Darren Waller go for a third-round pick, something like that.
Yep.
I think he has more value than that. So, I mean, I know they draft Michael Mayer to kind of fill that spot, but
Darren Waller's tough.
it's hard to replace that guy. He plays with the edge on his shoulder, and I mean, he plays with an edge.
He's got a crazy story.
He plays with the edge in life
Crazy
every day,
story,
man.
yeah.
I mean, he was down and out. Everybody counted him down and out, and he rose up. So big respect to Darren Waller.
Yep.
But that's how I got it. I got Chiefs 1, Chargers 2, Broncos 3, and Raiders 4.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, I really agree with that. I think Chiefs 1 for sure.
That's a no-brainer.
I
Pat
can't-
who? Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah, he said with the rings. Yep.
Let me just show you 2 of them.
Yeah. So I mean, I feel like you can't ever bet against that guy. I feel like they might be the division winner for who knows how long. I mean, yeah, Justin Herbert's a great quarterback. Broncos are trying to compete, but man, the Russell Wilson I seen last year, I can't put that guy up there.
No,
man.
you can't put him second.
That man, I had him on my fantasy team for a couple weeks, and
Yep.
man, them 12-point games were hurting.
Yeah, for a QB, that ain't good. Kickers be putting up 12 points.
That's what I'm saying. Like that man couldn't complete a pass to save his life last year.
Yeah, he didn't hit 6 touchdowns till like week 10 or something.
More bathrooms in his house.
Yep.
Like that's ridiculous. Like
I think he bounces back. I mean, the guy, he plays with the edge. I think Russell bounces back, but I ain't picking him over Justin Herbert. I mean, I've seen what Justin Herbert's done just in a short career.
Yep.
And it's been good.
So I'm definitely going Chiefs 1, Chargers 2, Broncos 3, and Raiders 4. I feel like that division's tough. I feel like no game in that division's a free win, except, I mean, you count the Raiders free 2 wins each year, I feel like, at this point. I mean,
Depending on what they got going on.
I mean,
for sure.
it's hard. I mean, I don't know if Jimmy Garoppolo's the type of quarterback to get the ball to Tay 12 times a game like he demands.
You better find a way to get him the ball.
If you can't get him the ball 12 times a game and he's not having 120 yards and 2 touchdowns, that offense is going to be slow. I mean, yeah, Josh Jacobs, he had a great year last year.
It's
Huge
crazy
year.
because they just franchise tag him, sign the guy. He's
Like,
the
give
one
him
who's
the
been
money,
carrying
man.
you
Yeah.
the last couple years.
So I feel like that guy definitely deserves his money.
Big Josh Jacobs guy.
Big Josh Jacobs guy, Bama guy.
Bama guy.
So
Dude, Bama's running wide QBU right now. I mean, they got 4 quarterbacks starting.
that's true.
You got Jalen Hurts, you got
Mac
Tua,
Jones.
Mac Jones,
And now you got Bryce
Young.
Yeah.
That's
All
QB,
first round guys.
That's QBU. I can't even debate that.
No,
No
not
one's
at
even
all.
touching that.
Not at all.
No
I
one's
mean,
touching that.
There's not really any 4 other guys from one specific college at quarterback.
I don't even think of 2.
Yeah, no.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, QBU for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully they could get back. I think Bama, their problem is now that everyone's getting the same recruits. I mean, back in the day,
recruits, you get all
Saban
them-
got everyone.
Yeah, you get all those transfers and
Transfer portal's
portal.
crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So
But I think Bama bounces back.
I hope Georgia don't win it because, I mean, they're just dominating everyone.
I think that's gonna be tough. I mean, they had Stetson Bennett there for 15 years, dude. So I mean, how do you bounce back? The guy's been there since he was 12.
Yeah.
So it's like you better find someone that's been there since they've been 13.
Yeah,
It's gonna
exactly.
be tough.
Kirby Smart, though, respect to him.
Yeah, Kirby Smart leaving Bama, building a program. That man built a program in
From
Georgia.
the ground up.
I mean, it's Georgia. They've always been good, but they weren't.
I don't
Bama
remember
was
them
running
winning
that.
titles like
no,
that,
Bama
no.
was running that, and the only one that was close to them was LSU in the SEC. Now
Yeah.
that's a fact. And Urban Meyer in Florida. When Urban Meyer was at Florida,
I
he
get
was
that.
dominating that.
I think
but-
Georgia has too easy of a schedule each year. I mean,
Yeah.
they get 1, maybe 2 tough games.
Yeah,
So, I mean, it's kind of a cakewalk.
but I
till they
did
get to the
see in
playoffs.
2024 Georgia's playing Texas
Yeah, I seen that.
in a matchup. So I mean that should we can get Arch Manning out there and Dylan Raiola out there and see who's gonna be slinging that thing around and winning that.
Yeah.
AFC South.
AFC South.
This one's a little tricky, but I mean,
Little
I think
tricky.
clear cut.
Clear cut.
Jacksonville's
number 1.
won.
Yeah.
I mean, what Trevor Lawrence did and what Doug Peterson did
Yeah.
that second half of the year. I mean, coming back 27-0 in that playoff game to kick Justin Herbert out of there, impressive.
Man,
Impressive.
I
I mean,
seen the
we
tape.
seen it in person.
Yep.
We were at the game, the Fiesta Bowl, Ohio State, Clemson. We were dogging them, and here
Trevor
they
Lawrence,
come.
here
Trevor
he
Lawrence
comes.
breaks a 55-yard touchdown.
Gets 1 big hit, targeting call, changes the
Fumble.
whole game.
The fumble call. That's a real controversial game, but you know what? He brought him back.
He did. Respect
brought
to
him
him.
back.
Travis Etienne had a huge
Travis
game.
Etienne had a big game.
So, yeah, I mean, I want to see what he does this year as well. I think Travis Etienne
Yeah.
could have a huge year.
Yeah, I mean, it's really his first year.
Yeah, he really got hurt.
Tore his
you know?
tore his
Yeah.
Achilles tendon the first year, and I mean, he still did good last year. I wasn't hating on that at all.
Wasn't bad at all.
No.
Bounce back year for sure.
Bounce back. You got Christian Kirk over there. You got Calvin Ridley coming off
Oh,
the
dude,
suspension.
I think he's going to have a huge year.
I mean, they got some guys. I mean, you got Evan Ingram out there just getting targets, getting catches. I mean, Doug Peterson loves his tight ends, and he fits that profile perfectly. A big, athletic guy that can get up the seam, can get outside, make a guy miss, get 10, 12 yards pretty easy.
I mean, he's a matchup nightmare. You put a safety on him, and too slow. You put a DB on him, too small. Put a linebacker on him, it's just a joke. Too slow. Yeah.
So, I mean, you got Christian Kirk out there, too. I mean,
Ridley.
I've seen that in person, what he can do to people. Put me on his highlight tape back in high school. So, he's a guy.
Yeah.
Easy to say that. He's a guy.
I think Jacksonville could really prove something this year, man.
I think so, too.
They had Kansas City on the ropes in the playoffs.
They did.
Patrick Mahomes he's that guy.
Arrowhead's a tough place to go in there and win.
Yep. Not Burrowhead, Arrowhead.
Yes,
you
sir.
know.
2, I'm going to go, 2's tough. It's hard to pick that second team in that division.
Houston could take a step.
Houston could. I mean, they're saying C.J. Stroud's looking like he's been in the league 3 to 4 years. I mean, if it's really like that.
John Mechie coming back. You
get Tank Dell. I think that's a steal in the draft.
Think so, too.
3rd round.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy is so shifty.
Damon Pierce
coming back. And then you got DeMeco Ryan coming over. I mean, you trade up to get the defensive end. Drawing a blank right now from Bama.
What's his name? How are we forgetting this? Will Anderson?
Will Anderson?
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, sorry.
You trade up to get him.
Clear-cut best defensive player in the draft.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you go from 1 first round, or you pick
1
second,
and 2.
Second and 3.
Carolina. 2 and 3. Yeah, 2 and 3. I haven't seen that ever.
Never seen that. It's a big move. I mean, they're going to build something there. I believe in DeMeco Ryan.
I mean, they gave up a future first, so I mean, I feel like they definitely got some belief in that building out in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you
got
rid
Derek
of Watson.
Stingley last year.
That's
down.
true. Yeah, great corner.
Mm-hmm. You let Watson walk. I mean, not walk. I mean, you traded him, but you didn't pay him all that money like the Browns did. But I mean, 2's tough. I mean, I'd like to say Houston. I'd like to say the Colts, too. I mean, they got a great organization there, too.
Tennessee's kind of in shambles right now.
I don't know what they're doing. They've drafted quarterback the last 2 years instead of just building that team around Ryan Tannehill. I mean,
it's tough.
We got Derrick Henry. I mean, Derrick Henry's out there. He's getting 100.
He's getting
100.
The thing is, they get down in a lot of games. They got to put in a receiving back, you know. They got a couple receiving backs. They had Haskins, I think Jonathan Ward take the step this year. Get a lot of the receiving reps. I feel like they'll have a two-headed backfield.
He had that big first down in that
Jacksonville game.
Whoever wins is going to the playoffs. He had a big first down, and then, I mean, it wasn't their fault. They had a quarterback off the streets.
Guy plays with a chip on his shoulder for sure, man.
Yep, I think Ward has a big year.
Definitely.
I think he gets those receiving touches that he should have been getting all along. I mean, you saw him catch the ball on his helmet on that fake punt against Dallas when he was here at Arizona.
I think he gets a payday if he gets the touches he deserves. I think he gets a payday.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, I don't see Derrick Henry staying in Tennessee much longer. I mean,
rumors were trading him anyways with Derrick Henry, so
I mean, that still could possibly happen. You never know.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Colts, you got Anthony Richardson.
Man, I love Anthony Richardson, man.
I mean, he came in at Florida, kind of really. That program wasn't doing the greatest. I mean, he still won them some
games. They didn't have a great year, but man, you watch what he did to
it. He had two different head coaches.
Man, you look what he did to an LSU defense. He looked like the best athlete on the field at the quarterback position.
He was the best athlete on the field.
He's like a bigger Lamar Jackson, like a Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts type mix with a huge arm, man.
And he goes into that scheme with their head coach coming from Philadelphia.
You could run so many options with him and Jonathan Taylor. I mean, the Colts could even take that division.
Yeah,
to be honest, Jacksonville's great. Don't get me wrong. Trayvon Walker, number 1 overall pick. He didn't really prove much last year.
I think he'll have a bounce back year.
But I think Jacksonville's a force to be reckoned with, man.
I think they're going to take that division over for sure.
Yeah.
So I think we can agree on Jacksonville 1, and I think 2, 3, and 4 is
a toss-up night.
Anyone can guess that.
I mean,
I'm just going to go 2 with Tennessee just because they got a proven quarterback. I mean, quarterbacks really kind of run that division.
Yeah, Tannehill.
Run the NFL.
Yeah.
If you don't have a good quarterback, it's kind of hard to win.
Yeah.
And then 3 and 4 could be either Houston or Colts. Or, I mean, they could be second too. So that division's tough, but I'm going to clear cut say Jacksonville win that division.
Definitely Jacksonville 1, but I feel like anywhere from 2 and 4 can be anywhere off the map.
Any order.
I'm not going to say Tennessee 2 because, man, I think that if they don't get DeAndre Hopkins, man,
that is true. If they get D-Hop, all they got is Treylon Burks out there. They sent A.J. Brown away. And now that GM's fired.
Yep,
yeah,
gone.
You don't be trading that guy.
No. So definitely, I'm gonna pick a big one here. I'm going Tennessee, or not Tennessee. I'm going Houston at
Houston
2.
too.
Going Houston 2. I got a lot of faith in C.J. Stroud.
I think
mean,
he should have been number 1 pick.
They got some weapons around him. I mean,
Mhm.
he's not a test taker. He's a football player, as
That's
you
fine.
said.
That's fine.
So, I mean, I think Tank Dell's going to have a huge year. I think John Mechie coming back, glad to see that.
Yep, coming back from cancer.
Yep, I think that's going to be amazing to see, you know.
Yep.
I think he's going to have a breakout year. And don't they have Nico Collins,
They
big
got
guy?
Nico Collins, big guy. They signed O.J. Howard at tight end.
Exactly. Damon Pierce, man.
Pierce
that guy was a one-man wrecking crew last year, to be honest.
Came out of nowhere, really.
Out of nowhere. So I'm going to go definitely Houston 2.
Houston 2.
I'm going to go Colts 3, man.
Colts 3.
I don't want to put Tennessee 4, you know, but I don't see the roster from head to toe, you know.
Yeah.
I really don't. I think they've been struggling since Arthur Smith left. I think he really had the great run scheme that got Derrick Henry some huge games. Like, don't get me wrong, Derrick Henry is a guy.
Yep.
But Arthur Smith, man, he had the Falcons running the ball. He had Tyler Algier looking like an all-pro. He had an ex-frick kick returner, Cordell Patterson, running the ball like one of the best in the league. So, I mean, I'm going to have to put Tennessee 4, even though I don't want to.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, like I said, I could go put Indianapolis second. You know, for Pat McAfee, I'll put Indianapolis second. I'll put Houston.
Big Pat McAfee guy.
Pat McAfee guy. Love what he's doing out there. Got one division left, the AFC North.
I think this is one of the toughest hard-nosed divisions in football.
Cold in the winter.
I think any of these teams could win the division. To be honest,
I agree.
like I think you got an MVP type guy in Lamar. Gave him the money.
Paid
Then
him.
you go get Odell.
Paid
You
him.
draft Zay Flowers.
Got
Messed that
him.
up earlier.
Yep.
And then you got guys on the defense. You got Marlon Humphrey out there, locked down.
Got Kyle Hamilton second year, kind of
That's what
played
I'm
good.
saying.
Yeah, they got.
It's a tough team, man.
Baltimore's
Steelers,
good.
hard place to win at.
Yep.
And then, don't get me wrong, man, the Browns, Deshaun
Yep.
Watson, I think he has a comeback year. You got Nick Chubb in the backfield. Myles Garrett just signs Darius Smith. That team looks tough, man.
Yep, and we're not even talking about the one that's been doing the best
most
in the playoffs.
And that's the Bengals.
That's the Bengals.
Joe Burrow, man.
Joe Burrow,
It's
he's
hard
out there.
It's hard to bet against that guy. I'm definitely going Bengals 1. I
Yeah.
want to go Browns 1 just because I got so much faith in Nick Chubb and Watson and what they're building out there with Myles Garrett and Zadarius Smith. But I'm
got
gonna have
Denzel Ward out there.
exactly lockdown corner. But I'm sorry, man. I can't bet against Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. That offense is just
Tyler Boyd too. He's so slept
yes.
on.
So much,
So
man.
slept
I
on.
think he's the best number 3 receiver in the league.
And that's not hate on him.
No.
Because, I mean, he could be a number 2 in a lot of other situations.
Oh, for
but
sure.
Those guys he has with him are just dogs.
Yeah, exactly. You could 50-50 ball T. Higgins anytime. You got to double Jamar Chase or else he's leaving you in shambles. And Joe Burrow just ever since his rookie year, he puts it where he wants it. Anywhere he wants it, it's
I
going.
mean, I think it's Mahomes and him are the most 2 accurate quarterbacks in
oh,
football.
for sure. Yeah, definitely. I could even say they're the best 2 in football.
Yeah.
Like Mahomes, I think he's won. He's been doing it in the playoffs, one leg and all.
And that's crazy because the only one that's really beat him in the playoffs that's still in the NFL is Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
The only other one was Tom Brady, and he's the
done.
GOAT.
Yeah, he's the GOAT. He's retired
And
now.
that was in overtime, so, I mean...
Yeah.
That's it. That's the only guys that beat Pat Mahomes in the playoffs.
Yeah,
You got to put
exactly.
the respect there because it's there.
So I'm going Joe Burrow
Okay.
and the Bengals 1.
All right.
It's tough. I think the Browns or the Ravens, it could go either way. But I just think late season in the cold in Cleveland, who's going to want to tackle Nick Chubb? And
Not a lot of people.
And I mean, Deshaun Watson, I think he comes back this year. Didn't have a good year last year.
I mean, he was gone for most of the season.
Exactly, but I think he comes back from
So technically,
week
he was
1.
almost gone 2 years.
Yeah, pretty much 2 years.
2
That's
years.
hard to come back to
Played
NFL speed.
Yep.
So I'm definitely going Browns 2. And then, I mean, I think the Ravens could even take the division. I think Lamar Jackson could have an MVP type year with the guys he's got around him. He's never had weapons in his career. And now
No.
he's got Mark Andrews, Odell, Zay Flowers. He's got all the
You still
tools.
got Bateman out there, too.
Exactly,
Devin
Rashad Bateman, Duvernay. You got J.K. in the backfield. So, I
You
mean,
got Bus Gus probably coming
yeah,
back.
that offense and that whole team, man. Just the
Harbaugh's knows
Harbaugh's
how to make them play.
he makes them play hard. He doesn't have to coach his guys to play hard. They go out there each week and they give it their all.
Yep.
So even that being said, Ravens 3.
Okay.
And then
Steelers 4.
Steelers 4. I don't think Kenny Pickett's proven enough to me.
Yeah,
like,
that's tough.
It's tough.
That
like,
division's hard to have.
They got NFL young boy out there playing receiver.
I love George Pickens.
He's a dog.
George
he's
Pickens
a dog.
is a guy.
So I mean, I think he takes a big leap this year.
Oh yeah.
But I just don't think T.J. Watt was hurt majority of last year.
That's true.
So I mean, that defense is going to be different with him and Minka healthy. Him and Minka healthy is going to be a lockdown defense.
Don't got to worry about the defense. They're going to hold their own. But is that offense going to put up points to win games?
And that's what I didn't see last year. I'd see him scoring 13 and 20 points. And in the NFL, if you don't put up 28 a week, it's hard to win.
Yep. So I'm going to go, we kind of based off your topics a little bit. I got Lamar winning MVP. I think.
You didn't even pick your division winners.
That's what I'm saying, so I'm picking it right now.
Ravens
winning the division.
Wow.
Easy. I think Lamar finally gets some receivers. I mean, when he won the Heisman, he led the ACC in passing, threw for 3,900 yards.
Yep, Louisville.
Youngest Heisman winner ever at 19 years old, 388 days.
Louisville dog.
Louisville guy. Big Lamar guy. I mean, they can always run the ball. So what do? You load the box, stop the run, or Lamar's going to finally beat you passing.
New OC.
New OC comes in, kind of puts in a new scheme to let him actually let that thing fly. Which,
said he's been loving it. He said he wants to throw for, what, 5,000? Is that what he said?
Yep. So, I mean, we'll see what happens, but I think he's going to have a chip on his shoulder, kind of held out a little bit to pay him. But he finally got his money, so I'm going to go Ravens 1, lock. I'm going to go Bengals 2, easy.
I think they both make the playoffs.
Oh, both those
Ravens and Bengals both playoffs.
And I got Browns 3, and then I got Pittsburgh 4. I mean, Kenny Pickett, second year, is he going to make that leap or is he going to not? It's normally that's when he
make
decide,
a break year.
Make a break year for a QB.
They took him first round in a draft where only quarterback goes in the first round. And it's almost a questionable call because a lot of other GMs seemed like they weren't going to take a quarterback till the third round.
Yep. I agree with that. And then I think the Browns, I mean, like you said, Nick Chubb, you're going to have to tackle him. But
I could see 3 teams in that division making the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, but you got Kareem Hunt, too. He hasn't re-signed yet. I don't know where he's going to go. I think he kind of takes a little bit of a load off Nick Chubb, but in the same instance, he kind of takes some touches away from Nick Chubb in the same sense.
Yep.
So AFC's tough, though.
I think the AFC and the NFC is similar to basketball with the East and the West.
Yep.
The West has always been so much better, and I think the AFC right now is way better. I mean, in the past, the NFC's been really good, don't get me wrong.
Yep.
But right now, the AFC is so tough when you got 2 of the best quarterbacks in that division. I mean, even now you got Aaron Rodgers over there in the AFC.
You have 9 quarterbacks.
You got Josh Allen over there. Like that, the AFC is just loaded.
You got Pat, you got Joe Burrow, you got Lamar, you got Aaron Rodgers. That's just 4.
Yeah.
You got Justin Herbert, Josh Allen.
Yeah, that's insane.
Trevor Lawrence even.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence, man. Honestly, you're going MVP for Lamar. I think a sleeper could be Trevor Lawrence, man. I think he could go out there. If he doesn't turn the ball over, last year he turned it over a little too much in my opinion. Mm-hmm. But towards the end of the year, he really picked it up, man. And I mean, I watched a clip where he put the ball in the bucket 5 times, and the receivers dropped it 3 plays straight, and then he throws it deep. Evan Ingram comes down with it. So I mean,
they did beat a Chargers team down 27-0.
That's what I'm saying. So I mean, there's a lot of great talent in the AFC.
Second year in that scheme with Doug Peterson, I think they'll be good. But we'll go MVP winners. Obviously, you already got mine. I got Lamar winning MVP.
For me, it's tough, man. Like, you got guys like Aaron Rodgers that might come over and explode. You're always going to have Pat, because Pat's just that guy.
Yep.
But it's tough. I mean, it's really a tough one. Like, Justin Herbert even could be a sleeper.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many. I mean, MVP is definitely a QB type award.
QB award, yeah.
But I'm just gonna have to go Patrick Mahomes, man. I think he wins it again, and I honestly think he goes back and he gets another Super Bowl.
Okay.
Like the way that the AFC is tough, but I think the Chiefs win first in the AFC. I think they get a home playoff game all throughout the playoffs, and I mean, it's just so hard to win at Arrowhead, man. You got everyone going crazy.
Tomahawk chomp.
It's cold.
Yep.
And they know how to play in the cold. They could be down 21. You watched it. What was it? 21 or 28-7 against Houston, right?
Houston, yep. 28-0.
Man, you can never count them
That's
out.
when they had Watson too.
Exactly.
JJ
Super Bowl. You see what they could do to come back at the end, especially against 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Super Bowl against Tom Brady, I think, was a little bit of a fluke. Like, that Bucs defense was just so good.
And they had no O-line.
They had O-linemen off the street. They said,
Yep.
damn, you weigh 300. We need an O-lineman to
Come play
play.
left tackle.
Yeah, we need someone. So, I mean, yeah, I'm going to have to go Patrick Mahomes.
Okay, I got Offensive Player of the Year.
Ooh.
This might be a sleeper. I'm going to go Garrett Wilson.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm going to go Garrett Wilson.
Wow.
I think Offensive Player of the Year is kind of a little bit easier for a wide receiver than a running back.
Yeah, for sure.
And I just think that he's almost a young Tay.
Yeah,
he is. If you really think about it, he is that playmaker. You get him the ball, he can go get an 80-yard touchdown. I mean, I seen him like week 15, week 16 just giving X the work.
Yeah.
And, I mean, X was a little bit banged up last year, but, I mean, he wasn't scared of nothing. He was going out there, and Joe Flacco was throwing at him the ball.
Yeah, rookie.
So you get Garrett Wilson with Aaron Rodgers.
Year 2.
Year 2, learning more things,
He
learning
beats
the
against
offense more.
Sauce every day in practice.
Yep.
One of the best young corners.
Yep. So I'm gonna go Garrett Wilson, offensive rookie, not offensive, but
Offensive Player of the Year.
Yep.
For me, it's hard. I want to say Justin Jefferson,
Back to back. I thought about that too.
but at the same time, there's also guys that are out there like Jamar Chase. You know, he's gonna get the ball all the time.
He was hurt a lot last year.
He was hurt a lot last year, and I think Jamar Chase, if he stays healthy, you can't really double him because then T. Higgins beats you, Tyler Boyd beats you, like we said. We don't know what's going on with Joe Mixon.
Yeah.
That's a little situation, another topic, another day. But I'm gonna go Jamar Chase. I think he could have an offensive player type year. He's definitely Joe Burrow's favorite target. I mean, they've been together since LSU.
I mean, it's crazy that we're saying that, and he was the number one. And
Yeah,
Justin Jefferson
was number 2, and those are my 2 guys. Well, I think flip flop. I think Jay Jettas and goes get it, or I think your boy Jamar Chase goes and gets it.
That's crazy to think Kirk Cousins going to lead that man to another offensive player of the year.
Yeah.
He wins it 2 years in
2
a
years in a
row.
row, that would be.
That'd be pretty impressive for
Yeah, it
Kirk
would.
Cousins. But I mean, like I said, you're betting on Joe Burrow to get him the ball. I'm betting on Aaron Rodgers to get Gary Wilson.
Exactly. I love Kirk Cousins. I think he's a great role player.
Yeah,
I think
great system.
I think he almost is a Hall of Fame type guy. He has a similar career to Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
He hasn't got to the Super Bowl. I mean, Matt Ryan did. He won the MVP. That's the only thing that kind of separates him.
Yeah.
But I mean, Kirk Cousins always, no matter what team he's been on, he finds ways to win.
Yep.
So, what do you think for Defensive Player of the Year?
So I'm a little bit biased. I'm going Jalen Phillips.
Wow. that's a sleeper.
I just think he is
even with Bradley Chubb on the other side.
I think Bradley Chubb is gonna get more of those doubles a little bit, and I think Jalen Phillips, with his speed, his bend coming off that end, and his power. I mean, honestly, I think he can have about 12, 15 sack year next year.
I can see that, yeah, for sure.
So I'm gonna go Jalen Phillips, Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, who do you not gonna double on that defense? You can't throw to the right. You
Christian
got X.
Wilkins comes through
throw
the middle.
Throw to the left. You got Jalen Ramsey. So that back end with Javon Holland's gonna be holding them receivers. You can get some coverage sacks just based off of that in general.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think Jalen Phillips wins Defensive Player of the Year.
For me, with the division being one of the toughest divisions in the AFC North, I just gotta go T.J. Watt.
Okay, yeah.
Like, I can't.
Guy's a dog.
He's a dog, and he's hurt last year, man.
Yeah.
And, I mean, he could go for 5 sacks in one game type guy.
Yep.
So, I mean, he has 1 5-sack game, and then he has 1 a game, maybe a few games with 2 or 3. I mean, he's just up there right there. There's almost 20 sacks.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I'm going to have to go T.J. Watt, especially with running quarterbacks. I think he could run down Watson.
Yeah.
Like, if he's rolling out, you catch him sleeping.
Yep.
Same with Lamar, you know.
Yeah.
So, and Burrow as well. You know, that's
right
a lot of passing offenses as well. I mean, he's going to get a lot of tackles 2 games a year for Nick Chubb. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I'm going to go T.J. Watt.
Okay.
Offensive Rookie of the Year. I'm gonna start this one off. Bijan Robinson.
Okay.
Simple as that. Like, I've been watching some of the OTAs and I've been reading articles. Big Falcons guy, and they're putting him in the slot. They're handing him the ball. They are getting Bijan Robinson the ball and letting him make plays. And I think he's gonna be Desmond Ritter's security blanket. Like, I think Kyle Pitts makes the next step this year.
Needs to.
I think he makes the next step coming off injury. I think Drake London, he's Desmond Ritter's favorite guy. I mean, end of the year, he was getting 60% of the target share. I mean, we had 1 game for six catches, 120 yards. It's big for him, big leap for him to take. But even with Tyler Algier and Cordell Patterson in the backfield, I think Bijan Robinson is just the guy. You get him the ball, he gets touchdowns, he's going to have catches, he's going to have rushing yards. So, I mean, all that added up, I just don't see any other rookie besides maybe Zay Flowers having a huge year.
Yeah.
To be honest.
I'm going to go Jahmyr Gibbs.
Ooh, I like that.
I mean, they let DeAndre Swift go.
Yep.
I mean, they let Jamal Williams go. They bring in David Montgomery. So it's up in the air who's going to be that RB1.
Yeah.
And I think Jahmyr Gibbs takes that. I think Jared Goff played probably his best football near the end in his career.
Yeah, props to Jared Goff.
Near the end of that season. I mean, everybody thought he was getting traded there and he was just going to play there until his contract goes out and get dumped. But Jared Goff, he played good football. He wasn't turning the ball over, making the right reads.
Got something to prove it.
Got something to prove, definitely. I think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be a security guy, his check downs. I mean, you can line him up in the slot. You can give him a swing pass. You can let him run the ball. I mean, they drafted him 12th overall.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to get the ball.
He's going to get
the ball. They're going to get him involved. Obviously, they have a scheme of how they want to use him. So, yeah, I'm going to go Jahmyr Gibbs, Offensive Player of the Year.
What about Defensive Rookie of the Year?
Defensive Rookie of the Year, that's hard. I mean, last year Sauce won it as a corner.
Sauce won it as a corner, so it's not just a defensive lineman award.
No, that's more of you can kind of pick whoever you think's going to win that. So, I mean, it's tough. That's a tough one there, but I'm gonna go Will Anderson.
Yeah, I agree there. I think he's just a clear-cut number one.
I mean, I would like to say Jordan Davis, but I think a defensive tackle would be really hard to win that.
Especially with how many guys the Eagles got on their defense.
Yeah, they just run that defensive line through too. So I'm gonna go Will Anderson, defensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think he's mature already. I think he kind of leads that Texans defense. Him and Devin Singletary. What is his name?
Devin Singletary.
Yeah, Devin Singletary. That's what I was going to say.
Devin Stingley.
Stingley Jr., you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I think that defense kind of takes a step. I think Will Anderson's going to eat all the doubles, but I think he's going to have like a good 12 sack, maybe 8 to 12 sack, bunch of tackles. And I just think that gets him the Defensive Rookie of the Year. Big one. Comeback Player of the Year.
I was thinking about this.
Me too.
I feel like, honestly, it shouldn't even matter what this guy does. I think John Mechie should be Comeback Player of the Year regardless of what he does on the field. But I still think he's going to have a big year, personally, in my opinion. I mean, guys coming back from leukemia, cancer, or it was Hodgkin's lymphoma. It was one of them. Regardless, it was cancer. He's coming back. So I'm going to go John Mechie regardless of what happens.
A lot of respect for John Mechie, but with me, I have to go Calvin Ridley, man.
Yeah.
I think
he should definitely be honored for that.
I think he's going to explode, man. He paved the way for athletes not to bet anymore.
Yep.
You know, he served his time.
Paid the price.
Atlanta shipped him.
Yep.
After he had an amazing year. I mean, I still can't even think about a Calvin Ridley, Drake London, Kyle Pitts trio. I think that would be some good stuff. But I think Calvin Ridley's going to have the best quarterback he's ever had. I think Trevor Lawrence is already light years better than Matt Ryan. I think he's got a stronger arm to get him the ball down the field because people don't give Calvin Ridley enough credit. They all always say that he was Julio's number 2, but I think that he is going to be the leading receiver for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I think he's just going to explode this year. I don't think very many people think about Calvin Ridley. They kind of just forgot about the guy. But I think him wearing number 0 is another topic. I don't like the number 0.
I think it's got to be the player. It fits some people.
I don't like the number 0 in the NFL.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
But I think Calvin Ridley for sure. Coach of the Year.
Coach of the Year. It's got to be someone that, I mean, honestly, it could be Doug Peterson.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as we're talking about Trevor Lawrence, and if Trevor Lawrence does everything we say he's going to do, it could definitely be Doug Peterson.
Could be anyone, man.
Could be anyone that's winning games, but I got to go with my boy Mike McDaniel.
Yeah.
I mean, if he leads the Dolphins to, let's just say, 11-win season, and they're
vaping on the sideline,
3 seed, vaping on the sideline, not admitting it, but admitting it, the guy, you just don't know what he's gonna say.
No.
So, but I definitely think Doug Peterson might win that award, but I'm gonna say Mike McDaniel.
I'm gonna go Doug Peterson.
Yep.
I mean, I feel like he could.
I mean,
he has all the intangibles, man.
Right, we were there. I mean, he led Philly to the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Won the Super Bowl.
That's what I'm saying with Nick Foles.
And then they still booted him out of there.
So,
yeah, but I honestly think Doug Peterson will probably win that award.
I think it goes to Doug Peterson, and I also could see it going to Andy Reid if the Chiefs just go berserk.
Yep. Because
I think the Chiefs have a tough schedule, tough division, but I mean, it's just hard to bet against them, man. It really is.
Yeah, if the Broncos are good, it could be Sean Payton coming off retirement.
Yeah,
so,
straight up.
That's kind of a hard one. It's mostly on who's healthy, what quarterback's there, who's winning them games.
I mean, every team's one hurt quarterback away from their season being done.
Yeah.
Like, all it takes is
one
injury gone. One big time player in the league. And
Unless
they're
you're
done.
Baltimore.
Yeah.
That's
crazy.
I think Tyler Huntley does really well when Lamar's not in.
Man, I think he could get a contract somewhere else. Like, I think he's better than a guy like Sam Howell.
Yeah, I'd rather have Tyler Huntley.
Yeah.
That's saying that right now.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, that could be different.
Sam Howell could go out and just prove me wrong, and maybe I'll eat my words.
Yep.
But at the moment, I think Tyler Huntley is a great backup, one of the best in the league.
Oh, easy, probably the best in the league
for sure.
He went to the Pro Bowl.
That's what I'm saying.
He has a backup.
He has a backup. You don't see that ever.
And they still pay the starter.
Yeah.
Probably didn't trade him.
Yeah, me too.
Get some value, but no, they need him because Lamar gets hurt running or whatever. But yeah, Tyler Huntley's good.
I don't think Lamar's gonna run much
He's gonna be
this
slinging.
year.
Telling you,
he's slinging the ball, and then when it comes playoff time and it's cold and they need some yards, Lamar's gonna use his feet.
Yep.
That's just how it's gonna go.
Yep, I agree.
So,
anything else you want to say here, or is kind of it?
I feel like that was a pretty good topic.
Pretty good topic.
Like we'll have something different next week. Maybe we'll switch it up, talk some basketball.
Yeah, maybe
a crazy trade happens.
Besides that Beal one you talked on.
So
more in depth with that.
Definitely,
next time.
Basketball is going to be crazy. The Nuggets. Nuggets went out,
dominated,
beat the Heat. Hurt the seed, but.
Yep.
I don't know. We got a bunch of sports to talk. Sports never expire. There's always baseball.
Always something going on.
Always something. So with that being said, I feel like this is episode 1.
Yep. Thanks for checking in.
Thanks for checking in. Appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next week.